Alright, man. I just watched Blue Beetle the other night, and uh, there's not really much I can say about it, man. Now, right before I begin to review, I gotta really tell you something. Nobody was at the fucking theater. Like, this was the grand theater we were talking about, man. And maybe about, like, aside from me and my brother, only five other people were there. Like only five other people. We were at the top seats. We couldn't see a lot, but there were a lot of empty seats. So, if that doesn't tell you that superhero fatigue is starting to set in, shit. I don't know what does. But yeah, Blue Beetle. It's great, but it's really forgettable, man. Like, Jesus Christ, it's like the next day and I can't tell you anything about the movie other than Jaime gets Miguel from Cobra Kai gets a skin. I was about to call it a skimmer, a scarab in his back, and people are trying to track him down. Yada yada yada. It's all about family because, of course, it's about fucking family. It's Dom Toretto shit and everything else. It's not terrible. It's not as bad as people saying it is, but at the same time, I would be lying if I said I didn't have problems with it. Now, as for it being woke, aside from the fucking sister and the uncle, there's not much to say. Well, unless you want to count fucking Victor, the fucking white lady. I don't know the Vicky Cord, because Ted Cord had a sister all of a sudden. Yeah, she's like the main villain, and she's like an evil, rich, white lady. How original. I never seen a character like that ever. But, yeah, man, the villains were just kind of weak in this film. They just felt like generic stormtrooper villains. When it wasn't just Susan Sarandon, it was this big fucking Mexican dude in like a suit of armor, just like Jaime's. He looked like Craven if he was in the fucking cyberpunk universe, like, and they did nothing with him, man. Like, aside from that final battle, he's like Atom Smasher, but somehow less developed. Like, ugh, man. And I won't spoil much, but trust me, he's not. They try to do the whole "oh, he's not that bad" type of thing, and like the villains definitely were lacking. Aside from the whole evil rich white lady shit, they're pretty much just generic stormtrooper characters. They're the type of goons for the heroes to knock out for them to look cool in the trailers. That type of thing. I call those stormtrooper characters because what else can you call them? They're just hired guns, mainly just trying to shoot the character. They're just hired goons, basically. And that's kind of the problems I kind of have with the movie. Aside from the villains, which, by the way, I wasn't expecting the Reach to show up and just start causing shit, but I was expecting at least something because like the villains sucked in this film, bro. Like, seriously. Like people want to talk about Sabak from Black Adam. At least he was kind of cool looking. Like, come on, bro. Like we had fucking the villains sucked, man. But aside from that, like, just everything else was kind of mid. That's the best way I could describe it. It's mid. I don't remember anything from this movie. It is very cut and dry. It is very much what you would expect from a movie like this. It's not the worst movie of the year, but it's not anything that's gonna fucking, make you blow your load at this fucking special effects or anything. It's just a really standard movie. But oh man, shit. And fucking DC, like James Gunn is making this shit really inconsistent because this movie is being labeled as a DCEU movie, but however, James said that this was supposed to take place in the new reality, And you know how people, you know how Warner Brothers roll when movies like this come out. If it doesn't do well, good luck ever seeing this character again. But, you know, who knows, man? Like, who genuinely knows? Like, James is just cherry picking characters left and right. Like, oh god, it's so fucking difficult. But yeah, what else I had to say? Oh yeah, fucking, you know, aside from the woke shit, yeah, I mean, a lot of people didn't like George Lopez. I found him kind of hilarious. You know, when he wasn't blatantly calling characters race, when he wasn't blatantly calling superheroes racist for some reason, just to bump up the fucking D-list characters. Like, I do love me some Ted Kord. He's good. He's a good foil to Booster Gold, but calling Batman a fascist, come the fuck on. Like, come the fuck on. And, like, also, he gets offended by the term alien, which is a Mexican slur, I guess. But it's like, dude, your fucking nephew has a fucking alien bug in his damn back. I think there are bigger problems to worry about. And, oh, God, man. Like, there were some cringe parts in there, but as long as you don't pull a Ryan Kennel and get too heated about it, it's a pretty decent watch. You know, it's not terrible, but it's definitely not something you're going to remember, like, a week from now. Like, you're not going to come rushing to your friends saying, hey, y'all got to check out that Blue Beetle. It is the tits. Like, no. Yeah, definitely not. I definitely think superhero fatigue is really starting to set in, and it shows. Because, like, you can do a lot with Blue Beetle. He's not a boring character. It's just that, you know, this movie made him boring. And you know what? I was introduced to Blue Beetle through, you know, Young Justice and a few episodes of Batman: The Brave and the Bold. He's a cool character. It's just that they don't really do much with him in this film, aside from him just being like a, I don't know, a Peter Parker analog, I guess. You know, just he's very much like that, you know, clueless fucking, you know, coming of age type that you see in these teenage superhero stories. But he's not terrible, you know. And, you know, the main star, I can't pronounce his name, so I'm just gonna call him Miguel from Cobra Kai. He does a good job, you know. He does a good job with the emotional scenes, and he does a good job, you know, truly playing a superhero. Like, after seeing some episodes of Cobra Kai, you should have known that he would play a Mexican superhero of some sort. And yeah, he knocked it out of the park. But yeah, this movie is not memorable, bro. It is very much just cut and dry. And I would say it's probably the main reason why people just don't want to watch superheroes no more. Because, like, if you're not gonna do anything that sticks out from it, and if you're not gonna tell a good, entertaining story that at least subverts something, then why should we fucking watch it? Like, I doubt Superman Legacy is gonna be that great either, but, you know, that just leaves myself to believe. But I don't know, man. Like, this movie just, I ain't gonna say it's terrible, but it's just not memorable. I can't, aside from a few scenes, like, you know, I missed a big ass chunk of the movie because I was late seeing it. But aside from that, there's really nothing else I could say about it. Like, if you've been keeping up with superhero movies or comic book movies per se, there's just nothing to be hyped about anymore, especially in regards to Marvel or DC. There's just nothing to be hyped for. But, you know, alas, if you want to go watch this shit, that's up to you. For all I know, this could gross more billion. This whole movie could possibly be the biggest, largest grossing movies of the year. It could gross more than The Flash, for all I know. But it's just very generic. It's very much a Morbius situation we got with this movie, where it's just like barely anybody's watching it because superhero movies are just that much played out. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say. I went to the theaters to see this shit. Barely anybody was there. And yeah, Blue Beetle was good. I'll give it like, what, fucking 9 out of 10 from what I saw. Maybe that's too high for a mid movie like this. 7 out of 10. It is good, but it's nothing that I've seen from other superhero movies, you know. But hey, that's all I gotta say. You know, Blue Beetle was fine. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, take care of yourselves and each other.